Oof. Jesus. Ooh. Oof. Jesus. Oh my god. Ellie, stop it. You're killing me. The new Light Elegance winter collection for 2023 is here. My name is Celina and I am so excited to invite you to a completely new concept here on my channel, and this is in a collaboration with Light Elegance. Now let's switch the camera down to my table and let's start playing a little bit with this and see what we can come up with. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is, before we start looking into the colors and the combinations, there are a couple of colors that I do recommend that you always have in stock or in your drawer, and that is one white, one black, one nude, and then the silver metallic and gold metallic. If you have these, and then whatever color you add to this, it's gonna work. You can always create something if you have these base colors in your drawer. So aside from the new colors and the glitters, we are probably gonna use some of these as well. For nail art, you can of course also have the gel paints, black and white gel paints. Well, it kind of depends on you, like what kind of viscosity you like and so on. A combination that I do feel like you are probably wondering, what the heck do you feel like I'm gonna do with that? And that is the green Martini Up. I was gonna say Martin. Fashionably late. And we might even add some midnight meat into the mix. So let's create something with that. And for this, I feel like I am going to add a little pop of this. So we're gonna need a black base. And then for this, just to make sure that it's not gonna be like too overwhelming, we're actually gonna use a nude base. You can of course also do a black base if you want to have it a little bit more dramatic. But I'm gonna start by just applying those base colors first. Okay, so now we have the base colors down, and I am going to continue to add the paparazzi glitter all over the black ones. Alright, so with this glitter, as you saw, you kind of want to space it out with your brush and kind of place it where you want it. And for the black underneath, I would say either go completely opaque, like a black opaque glitter or color, or you add like a semi-transparent black underneath so that it's kind of transparent in the tip underneath the glitter. I think that would look really, really good as well. So before we start to add the nail art onto the nude nails, I'm actually gonna go in and cleanse that to create a nice surface to work on. So we're gonna cleanse it and buff it, and this also really depends on you, kind of how you like to work and so on. But personally for me, I like to just cleanse and buff my surface before I start doing the nail art. And we're gonna do something that is quite simple, easy, as you might tell already. I am going to create a set that is kind of, well, salon friendly, because if we're going to be honest, I would say the most part of us maybe don't have clients that are super into nail art, but we still want to create something fun and exciting. So this is going to be a design that, well, it's still a little bit on the daring side because we're going to use colors that are a little bit more daring, but it's still going to look good, and we're going to add elements to it that is kind of going to calm it down. Like for example, the nude is always something that's going to be very calming. for the eye, so then you can afford to have something super blingy and then add lots of color, because all of these colors are picked up in this glitter. So I feel like that should work pretty nicely. But in general, all of these designs that I'm gonna do are going to be very salon friendly for the regular client who just want to have something a little bit more fun. So it has to be fun, and it has to be fast, and it has to be easy. So that is what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna start with, well, you can pretty much just pick any of the colors. Let's start with the green, and we're gonna create that classic swirl block look. So this is a design that your clients are going to recognize, which means that it's not going to be as scary for them when you start adding the colors. And then we'll see, I might add a little bit of gold to the end, but let's start with this one. So for this, you want to have I would say maybe like a stripey. Yeah, let's go with the stripey. So the basic structure of this design is to have something down at the cuticle area, something up here, and then I might add a little line of the third color. So let's start with the green, and let's go maybe like this, and then we're gonna fill that area in. And this is perfect to do with your stripy brush. Here, if you feel like you have a larger area to fill in, just use maybe the swirly or the block brush. I'm just gonna continue with the stripy for now. And then you want to flash cure that. I'm gonna continue with the same color onto the next finger so that we have just one color to work with now. So since I did green down here, I'm gonna do green up here at the tip instead. When you do swirls like this, I would say just don't think too much, just make it into a nice flowy shape. Think of an S shape, just as long as it's flowy and nice, and that's why I love using the stripy brush for this. People always ask me, like, what do you do on the thumb? And I would say do the stuff on the thumb that you feel like it's the fastest for you. Maybe if you are short on time, maybe that would be to create a glitter nail on the thumb. Usually I do that, like when I don't know or when I'm in a hurry, I tend to add just a glitter nail on the thumb because it's faster. So I feel like I want to add a second layer to this just to make it pop a little bit more. I want to have the full effect of this amazing green. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the other two colors, and we're gonna place them out a little bit differently on the nails. So I think I'm gonna start with the blue. We are of course going to make these matte. You know that I love matte, but it is nice when you have something shimmery like this and put matte over it. So don't feel like you can't do matte just because you have something shimmery. It looks really cool. You get this kind of really cool metallic effect from it. And for the thumb, I'm gonna go back to the blue. Now I want to add a third color, so I'm gonna stick with this. And I think I'm gonna put it right next to the blue over here. Make it a little bit thicker in the center and then swirling it out. Doing the same thing here on the thumb, but I think I am going to place it like in the center. And you want to make sure that you do this with your lines when you do swirls. Make them thicker in the center or in the beginning of the line, because then it kind of makes it more, it kind of comes to life a little bit more than just a straight line. Just to add an extra touch of glam and make it even more like New Year's, I'm gonna add a little bit of gold to this. So I'm just gonna follow the line, I think, and I might even do it like in between these two colors. You can tell just how much that little pop of gold does to the entire design. So the last thing we want to do is to pop some matte on these nails and shiny on this, and that's it. And here you have the finished first set. I would definitely say that this is for the client who is a little bit more fun, who wants to make sure that the nails are gonna pop. If your client doesn't like green, you can of course pick any of the other colors, really, since this glitter has so many different colors in it. So any type of color on these nails would do. I think this is a really fun set, and it's definitely for the client who wants to be super on trend with this color combination. For the next set I'm gonna do, it's gonna be more on the darker side, more like New Year's Eve, maybe a little bit more easy to wear, but still dark. So yeah, let's move on to that one. So for this set, as the base, we're gonna use black on these. We're gonna do the same kind of setup as with the previous one. So we're gonna do black on these two, because this is where we're gonna have the glitter. And then on these, we're gonna use the fantastic whiskey and wine. So let's get started with that. So now we are going to add glitter to these middle fingers, and we are going to use Tall, Dark, and Handsome together with May I Have This Dance. So for the middle fingers, I'm going to add some glitter, and I'm going to use the P+, so you can see kind of what that looks like. And you can definitely put that on top of the buttercream. So you always want to go from hard to soft, and buttercream is a hard gel, and then P+ is a soft gel. So this is completely fine. First thing you want to do is to shake your bottle. So I'm gonna start with the Tall, Dark, and Handsome. And we're just gonna work our way from the cuticle area and fade it down. I don't want to go all the way, so I'm just dabbing it the last section. Very, very lightly. And then we do the next nail. And then fade it down, starting to dab. Here you can kind of move the glitter around with your brush as well, but I don't want to cover everything because I still want to have a little bit of that black left. Perfect. Now we are going to cure that. Now I'm going to come in with the second glitter, May I Have This Dance, and we're going to start from the cuticle again, but we're not going to go all the way down, so that way we're going to have a nice fade or a nice blend. So I'm starting up here, and what I do love about this is that this fuchsia glitter within this champagne glitter is matching perfectly with our red. So now I'm just kind of moving glitter around. I want to keep it centered around here. Moving on to the next. Keeping it centered around the cuticle area and then just very lightly fading it down. So for the art, when I think of New Year's Eve and all that, I feel like I want to do stars. So we're gonna do tiny little stars on the red nails actually, and we're gonna do them matte, of course. And then we're gonna put some shine on these, and that's it. Let's start with the stars and preparing the nails for some nail art. So once again, I'm just gonna clean and buff these red nails. This design is perfect when you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to add something that's a little bit more fun, just to make it a little bit more festive. So what I'm gonna do here is just to grab a dotting tool. This is number 2, you can use the number 3. Also, if you like, we're gonna place down a couple of larger dots on the nails. 2, maybe 3, or 1. I would say with these larger ones, don't overdo it because we're gonna add smaller ones as well. And then you want to grab your stripy brush, and we are simply just gonna go through these little dots to create these super dramatic star flares. Now, if you want to be even more dramatic, you can actually create a tiny little circle around one, I would say, of these stars. Like this. I would say don't overdo it with this, and if you feel like this is too difficult, just, yeah, don't do it, but it might look cute. So I'm gonna do this on all the nails, but I'm just gonna do it on one star. And then we're gonna move on to create some smaller stars around this. So here you want to grab the smallest dotting tool you have, and then we're just gonna create some teeny tiny stars around this. You can kind of create them in a, not in a pattern, but like Milky Way, if they're going in a kind of shape. And here you can also alter between really, really small ones and a little bit bigger ones. Or if you just want to leave it with the big stars, that is, of course, completely up to you. If you want to keep it super, or not not super, but a little bit more minimalistic. And I would say that this super easy design, it takes you just a couple of minutes, and it really adds to that winter spirit, festive, like mysterious feeling. So we are going to cure this, and now we're gonna finish off with some flap mats and the P+ top coat on this because we added the glitter on top. So you want to finish off with the same top as you used as the last product. And there you have this second finished set. So just really elegant, still fun. You have some sparkle in here, you have some matte sparkle, and you can of course, you can of course decide if you want to do glitter on that one as well. And I mean, you don't have to do two nails like that. I mean, you can go like this if you want to, or if you want to keep the red in the center. I mean, that is completely up to you and your client, of course. But yeah, super easy, fun, and festive. And here you have both designs, completely different feeling and looks, and it's still the same collection. So that is super fun. Would love to hear what you think, and if you have a favorite, you can of course switch these colors out as you wish. The awesome thing with Light Elegance collections is that they always make sure to add colors to the collection that complement each other, so you can't really go wrong here. You can just mix and match as you like. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I would say this is something that I would definitely do with my clients at the salon. It's very fast, very easy. You can switch out the nude to a black if you like, or even white. Yeah, so woohoo, party. This amazing collection for winter 2023 will be available to all salon customers worldwide on October 28th. And as you probably know by now, all these Light Elegance products are human-free, nine-free, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and vegan. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. It helps me so much. If you would like to have more information, product reveals, and other fun content, also make sure to follow Light Elegance on their YouTube channel as well, of course. Take care, Nail Bestie, and I will